In the end, you want your life to look healthy and balanced and have ease and enjoy your life and enjoy your food and be at your ideal weight and feel good and have energy. So 2 things that I always say, you may have heard me say this before and I'm going to say it again. Weight loss is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There are no quick fixes out there. If those were going to work, they would have already worked by now. And the other thing is, if it's miserable, it's not sustainable. If you're miserable on any kind of eating plan, you're absolutely not going to stick with it. So just to recap, the best diet plan for you and for your weight loss is one that you're actually going to stick with for good. It needs to be practical and work with your lifestyle. It needs to be very doable with your schedule. You want it to be well balanced, and you want to make small changes consistently and create those healthy habits. Hi, and welcome to the Boss Body Podcast. I'm Sarah Haas. If you are new to the podcast, I just want to welcome you and thank you so much for being here. And if you are a returning listener, I'm so glad that you are here. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can find the diet that is right for you. So right up front, I'm going to give you the hard truth. And that is, there is no miracle one-size-fits-all diet or weight loss plan because everyone's lives, their goals, their preferences are different. And there isn't just one thing out there that's going to work for everybody. And if you have tried a lot of things and they haven't worked and you keep trying the next new thing, as soon as it comes out because you think there's one out there that is just going to work specifically for your body type or whatever, I'm sorry to tell you that that isn't the case, because the best diet or weight loss plan for you is one that you enjoy and that you're actually going to stick with. Because if you only do it for a short period of time and then you stop and you gain your weight back, what is the point? Okay. So I tell people never to start any kind of weight loss, diet, wellness plan that they aren't willing to live forever. So first of all, let's talk about what you don't want when you're looking for a plan that's going to work for you. Right off the bat, let's just forget about fad diets and any kind of lose weight quick promises. They don't work. You know this because you have tried it over and over again, and they have proven to you over and over again that they don't work. And if they haven't worked in the past, why would they work now? And maybe you've tried some things, like a big one for a lot of people is cutting way back on calories. So maybe you're only eating like 800 calories a day. And we've been trained to think falsely that it's all about calories in, calories out. And as long as you're taking in fewer calories, you're going to lose weight. And that really isn't the truth, because yes, you may lose some weight to begin with, but you're doing damage to your overall metabolism. You're making it slow down in the long run, because our bodies are trained to prepare in case there's a famine. Because of in the hunter and gatherer days, they would have a kill and there would be a feast, and they would eat as much as they could because the food obviously was going to go bad. And then your body stores all that food as fat because you're going to need it later for energy. And it may be a while before there's the next kill and the famine is to come. So unfortunately, our bodies are trained to hold on to that. So if you're going on and off a super low calorie plan, that isn't going to work for you, because as soon as you start eating again, which you will, your body's going to start storing fat like crazy. And it's miserable. So come on, be real. Who wants to be hungry all the time? Nobody. 800 calories a day is not enough for anyone, unless, maybe you're a tiny baby. But for any adult human, 800 calories a day is absolutely not going to cut it. I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Biggest Loser, the TV show. I was a huge fan back when that was out. I just thought it was so inspirational and so cool and so motivating, and I just loved it. These people would come on and they would have all this they'd come on and they had all this weight to lose, and they would put them on a very strict diet and a very strict exercise plan. And they were on a ranch. They were in like a spa. So it was a very controlled environment, which first of all is so unrealistic for humans who actually have jobs and families and lives. And their food was prepared and weighed, and the calories were measured out to the umpteenth degree. And then they were also working out 4 to 6 hours a day. So literally weight loss was their full-time job. But it was at the time so inspirational to watch their transformations over I forget how long they were there, a month or 6 weeks or something like that. And some of them would lose like half of their body weight, like literally hundreds of pounds. But I started looking up some research on the follow-ups of the contestants on that show, and almost none of them were able to maintain their weight loss. Most of them gained a lot, if not all, of the weight back. And the interesting thing is, a lot of them actually continued to eat well and to exercise. Not all of them, but the ones that did, they found out that their metabolism had been radically changed from the process that they went through and from losing weight so quickly. And even when they continued to exercise and continued to eat well, in order to maintain their weight, they had to keep eating less and keep exercising more, because even if they stayed on the same plan, they would gradually keep gaining the weight. So there was something very, very wrong with the way that they did that. And I think that's why the show isn't on anymore. So that was very eye-opening for me. Another thing you might have tried in the past is these diets where you're cutting out entire food groups, like no carb or low carb or no fat or low fat. And the things I do not like about these is, first of all, that isn't healthy. You need these food groups to get all the nutrients that your body needs to function optimally. And if you're cutting out an entire food group, there's a lot of nutrition that you're not going to get. And also, you're not getting foods that you enjoy. Let's face it, we like carbs, right? And the thought of never eating another potato, never eating another piece of bread, to me is ridiculous and just extremely unsustainable. There's other ones out there where you order the prepackaged foods and you get the little frozen dinners in the mail. And the idea of it is enticing because it's very controlled and you don't have to think about it. It takes the guesswork out. The food comes in the mail, you pop it in the microwave, it's ready to go. It's all pre-portioned, no brainer, right? But first of all, it's expensive. And it's also really inconvenient because, like, think about if you're going out to eat or if you're going to a party or like a work function or having dinner at someone's house. What are you supposed to do then? I mean, obviously you're not going to bring a frozen dinner over to someone's house. So to me, that's not really workable into a real life. And then the other thing is you're going to get sick of it. Like eating these frozen dinners over and over again. I don't care how much variety they have. It's all gonna start kind of tasting the same. And so for those reasons, I just think that the prepackaged way is also not the way to go. There's another one out there with fasting where you don't eat at all for 1 day a week, or you restrict your feeding window to only certain hours during the day. And this is really just a fancy way of restricting calories. That's basically all they're doing, is cutting back the amount of time that you're allowed to eat so that you don't eat as many calories altogether. But the problem with this is, first of all, when you have the feeding window, you're going to be starving and you're going to be missing out on foods that you enjoy. So you're going to eat way too much during that feeding window. So you may or may not even get the calorie deficit, and also just the inconvenience of it. I don't know about you, but my kids have after school activities, and sometimes those are right during the dinner time. And if you're supposed to, like, for example, one way of doing it is to only eat during an 8-hour window of the day. So you have to have breakfast at a certain time, lunch at a certain time, and be finished with dinner all within an 8-hour period. So if you get home late and you haven't had your dinner and you're not supposed to eat, then do you just skip the meal and then you're really hungry because you're not eating till 10 or 12 the next day or whatever? So I don't see that working very well for a lot of people. So let's talk about what your weight loss plan and your diet should look like. Okay, so these are the things that I use with myself and with my clients, and that actually work, and they actually work long term. First of all, you want it to be practical, right? It has to work with your lifestyle. It cannot be an overwhelming, super complicated thing that is taking up all your time and you're having to focus on it and count, calories or points or whatever, and you're always having to think about your food and planning your meals. And you want it to be very common sense. So not cutting out major food groups, but eating in a balanced way so that you're getting all of your nutrients. Your plates are balanced and you're getting enough of everything that your body needs. And it needs to be doable. So not miserable, not going hungry, not feeling deprived all the time, because all that just adds to the stress of your life and to your schedule. So the key here is making small changes, one thing at a time, that builds on itself, and you continue to lose weight consistently. Anytime there is a lose weight quick claim, that is a red flag. Lose weight quick, translation, lose weight quick and then gain it all right back. So look for something that is gradual. Steady weight loss is the type that is proven to last, and it makes your habits stick, and then it becomes a healthy lifestyle. And I know that's what you want. In the end, you want your life to look healthy and balanced and have ease and enjoy your life and enjoy your food and be at your ideal weight and feel good and have energy. So 2 things that I always say, you may have heard me say this before and I'm going to say it again. Weight loss is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There are no quick fixes out there. If those were going to work, they would have already worked by now. And the other thing is, if it's miserable, it's not sustainable. If you're miserable on any kind of eating plan, you're absolutely not going to stick with it. So just to recap, the best diet plan for you and for your weight loss is one that you're actually going to stick with for good. It needs to be practical and work with your lifestyle. It needs to be very doable with your schedule. You want it to be well balanced, and you want to make small changes consistently and create those healthy habits. So just know that you absolutely can do this. Do not get frustrated. Do not feel like you are a failure. You are not a failure because these diets have failed you in the past. We are going to get you on the right track. This is going to work. I see it working every single day. I live it myself. My clients see it. It does work and it can work for you. I want to thank you so much for being here. If this has been helpful for you, I would love for you to drop me a comment in the comments section. And I'd love to hear about what positive changes you have been making in your life. And I would love any suggestions on things that you would like to hear me talk about and anything you would like to know. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.